Oh, I'm nervous. I don't even know where to start. Let's just do it. But hello, welcome back. It's Malia. It's been about 3 months, maybe even close to 4 months since I last made a video, and it's just been really hard. I don't even know what the purpose of this video is. I think I just need to let it out and give an update on why I haven't been posting and just what's been going on in my head. I actually tried filming this video 2 other times. The first time my camera settings were really bad, and the second time I made it to the rough edit and realized that I was making complete nonsense. So I decided we're just gonna try one more time. And honestly, I was really back and forth on even making a video like this. I'm not necessarily scared of being vulnerable, but part of me also told myself, like, do I even have to make something like this? Like, I can just pick off where I left off and make a video, but I feel like that would have been very disingenuous of me as a person to just not give an update. But pretty much I feel like I just had a really rough last few months, probably starting around the summer of last year. And I'm not going to really deep dive into like what's been going on, but I feel like I have been my worst enemy, and I've just been very mean to myself and really letting my negative thoughts be the dictator of my life these last few months. And with that, I feel like I've honestly lost enjoyment in doing things that I like to do, not just making videos, but also just doing everyday life, everyday things. You know, I stopped enjoying work. I didn't enjoy going to the gym. I didn't enjoy, honestly, doing anything because I just felt so weighed down with life. And I feel like I was just going through the motions of everyday life and just letting myself being stuck in that loop. And I feel like in turn that led to me and just like my image of my own self-worth deteriorate. And it's just a very sad thing for me to acknowledge and admit. And I feel like everything kind of just came to a head and just like a huge like slap in the face this past week when it was my birthday and I turned 27. I hosted a party, saw all my friends, and had a really good time. Yet after all my friends who visited me left and I dropped them off to the airport, I found myself just crying. And that was on Sunday, but then I also cried Monday and Tuesday, just feeling like immense emotions of sadness because for some reason, such a pivotal moment in my life, you know, I turned 27 and everything, yet I just felt so sad and so empty. And that wasn't the first time that I felt something like that. I've been feeling like that these past few months, and I feel like I just disassociate and I don't genuinely feel happy in moments when I should be, and I should be enjoying life and these moments with, you know, my loved ones and my friends. And yet I feel like I don't let myself because I'm letting all of these other negative things that are honestly so irrelevant and not anything compared to what other people go through, especially with what's happening in the world. Yet I let all these things really like stop me from enjoying life and really bog me down. And I really like gaslit myself these last few months. And I repeatedly tell myself, you know, you don't have a right to be sad. You can't be upset. You need to be grateful because you are very privileged and you have so many good opportunities. You know, you are not in a state where you should be this sad and this upset, especially recognizing, you know, what is happening right now in today's world. And yet I don't think that was honestly a healthy way for me to cope and really truly just acknowledge my feelings and feel whatever it is I needed to feel. Because I think by trying to force myself to, you know, not be sad and be grateful, it just completely went the other way. And it's led to months of me just like honestly rotting away and losing motivation on things that I love to do. And one of them is making videos. And I feel like in November, I just told myself, okay, I'm just going to take a break. And I put it off for a week. And then a week turned into 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks turned into a month. And And then 1 month turned into 2 months. And every time I tried to push myself to, just make a video, I really held myself back from just like so much fear. And I don't even know what that fear is, but it is scary, like continually putting yourself out there, yet you don't feel like your best self. I felt like a fraud, honestly. I felt like I was putting on an act for the sake of doing it. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to make it seem like everything's fine when I know, in my head at least, everything is not fine. And that's really hard for someone like me who puts a lot of self-worth and importance in my passions and my projects, because this truly is something that I love to do. And to see that really like manifests into something not positive and into something that I started to hate, I just feel like I couldn't find the courage in me to pick it back up. People are probably watching this saying like, oh, she's just going through, the usual 20s existential crisis. I think I've come to acknowledge like life is hard, like trying to figure out what you're meant to do. I think ever since the Barbie movie came out last year, Billie Eilish's song, What Was I Made For, really, 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 really affected me in ways that I cannot even explain. The way that song truly speaks to me and like exactly what I'm feeling. I hate that, and I've been telling myself, especially this past week after my birthday, that I don't deserve to be so mean to myself, and I don't deserve to not be happy. Like, I do deserve it. And I don't want to reach my 30s and 40s and look back and say, damn, like, I was so sad all the time. I really held myself back from genuinely being happy, and I miss feeling the way I felt, back in 2022, if you were watching my videos then, when I was newly single and in Korea, and just like truly like feeling like I was living for myself and feeling genuinely happy. Like I've been chasing that feeling for the past year, and I think I convinced myself that I'm never going to feel that way again. And I know that's not true, and I know that this period of my life is just, a little dip. I think it's just a matter of really like pushing myself to truly, truly believe in myself again, and to not hyperfixate on all the negative things that pop up, because that's just truly how like life is. And it's not a matter of, waiting for things to pass, because I definitely know my toxic trait is when I am stressed or sad and I have all these things I'm worried about, I just acknowledge them. Like I know they're there, but I put it away in a corner, and then I don't look at it, and I tell myself, okay, they're gone. And then I'm expecting the next time I look in that corner, they're all gone, but it's still there. And I can only blame myself at the end of the day, because I know it's because of my inaction to not necessarily solve them, but to navigate them and work around them and find solutions to solve them. So I know exactly like why I feel this way. I think it's just been really hard to really just like find the motivation again, and to really like try to get myself out of this funk and this mindset that I've somehow been comfortable living with. And I don't want to keep treating myself this way. One, I really do think it's time to start therapy. So that's something that I hopefully can start looking into. I think it's just a matter of not gaslighting myself and letting myself feel whatever it is I need to feel. Emotions of gratefulness and feeling sad can coexist and intertwine. And I think that's something that I was trying to separate. I also think I really just need to just stop being scared and stop telling myself, you failed, you gave up, you're lazy. Like that girl who I was back in 2022 is still in there. Like I know she is, because she achieved so many things. And I think it's just a matter of really like finding my confidence again and just finding my voice again. And I know it's going to take baby steps. Like it's not something that will happen overnight. I have been my biggest downfall these last few months, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be my biggest supporter. And I want to be my biggest supporter because she deserves it. She isn't me. But I thought this would be a really good opportunity to read a letter that I got from myself. I think I wrote this back in Korea during my October 2022 trip. It finally came in the beginning of the year, and I've been waiting to read it, so we're going to read it now. Here it is. Oh, I wrote 2 sides. Okay, this might be long. But Malia, you're wrapping up your second Korea trip. You have about 3 days left and are in Noldum space with Esther, Nikki, and Katie. So much has happened in 2022. I can't even begin to explain. You ended your 6-year relationship, left for Korea a week later, and stayed there for 3 months. Came back home and lived your best life on your own and with your friends, of course. You also had some rough times with boys, LMAO, losing motivation, and feeling unhappy. But it's now November, and I will say I hope you are proud of yourself and how much you've grown. Not only did you make huge changes in your life this year, but you've grown so much in your mindset. I feel like you have such a good head on your shoulders and have become open-minded and are putting more emphasis on the things that are truly important in your life. You've grown so many relationships, like finding friends in Esther, Bree, and Nikki, to strengthening old ties like with Mai and Mel. Some people have also left, which is okay, and it's just a part of life. You've also met someone very special who makes you really happy and will hopefully still be in your life after this, but only time will tell. As 2022 comes, I think I meant to write this for 2023, so this came a year late. It's fine. As 2022 comes to a close and you read this in 2024, I truly hope you continue to be happy and live your life to the fullest. Travel, see the world, don't work too much, and invest in the people who matter the most to you. Also spend more time with your parents. They're only getting older, so make all the moments you have with them special ones. It's so surreal that I made Korea writing this. I really never would have thought. But even though this trip was a little rough at the beginning, I hope that it was still the break and breath of fresh air you needed. I know you'll come back soon, but this country has such a special place in your heart and always will. Remember, no matter what, you're truly there for you at the end of the day. And all your success and accomplishments are because of you. So be proud of yourself, but also be kind to yourself. You're capable, beautiful, hardworking, and most importantly, you are enough. Always remember that. I love you so much, and I'm always rooting for you. Love, Malia.